Many people consider the dessert soufflé to be the epitome and triumph of the art of French cookery, a glorious and exciting finish to a great meal. Welcome to Jamie and Julia.
Ah! Bon appetit.
So it's been a while since I was in the back of this book. Oh, this is volume 1, or what's left of it. And I'm in the dessert chapter today. Well, sweet soufflés, specifically chocolate soufflé. I've made the famous cheese soufflé from Julia Child. Everything turned out great, but I want to tell a story about way back when. I'm Jamie, this is Anti-Chef, and today we're making the prima donna of the culinary world, a soufflé. See me? Look at me. There, no gray in the beard. This is like 4 years ago in the show's infancy. And I mean, before I even knew who Julia Child was. Just learning how to cook a few months in, and I tried making both, a cheese soufflé and a chocolate soufflé. It was like a 1-2 punch, only because I had heard of them before and I thought, you know what the hell? They don't scare me. And they both turned out terribly, really bad. They sucked. It was just horrendous.
I don't think it's puffed up. It's supposed to be like up here.
Right, and it's down there. So that's not cool.
No.
I didn't understand the main ingredient of a soufflé, what Julia describes as the heart of a soufflé, which is egg whites. I've learned quite a bit since then. I've made a couple other soufflés since then, including that cheese soufflé, which was the sequel to that cheese soufflé. I'm excited to see what happens. Let's get to work. Soufflés are the most finicky recipe, so it's not the type of thing where you can just like sweep your mistakes under the rug. I've tried. This is the type of recipe where you really need to just be prepared before you even start at all. Talking to you, Jamie, that means mise en place is non-negotiable. And I just had to like shut the up for like 5 seconds just to focus solely on just doing exactly that. So everything here has been like measured out and organized in the most perfect way that I could do it. Honestly, this is the best I've ever done this kind of thing before. Check out those egg yolks. A lot of the times when I'm making these Julia recipes, I half the recipe. When it comes to soufflés, I don't even want to risk it. I'm making this recipe for 4 people, so that's everything in front of me. I can eat 4 soufflés, that's no problem. Soufflé molds. I'm using just the cheap old ramekins you can find. So I'm gonna take a little softened butter and butter these things up. Okay, next up I have a couple tablespoons of flour. Sprinkle, sprinkle, or do whatever the hell I'm doing with the flour, adding it in like so. Just like shake it all about, hokey pokey style. You just shake it like, actually, you know what? That's cornstarch. 4 ramekins, butter the insides with a little bit of flour. Shake it all about. Knock out the excess. Just gonna wipe off any butter or grease or anything that's on the outside because I don't want these to come out of the oven and there'd be like blemishes on them. You know, like the dark burnt butter or whatever the hell. Get these out of my way. Julia, you did not need 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour. Okay, first things first, let's preheat that oven at 375. So I gotta simmer up some water. If you put the bowl here, it can't be touching the water. And it's not, that's a double boiler. 3.5 ounces of chocolate, which is like 99 grams. And I'm just gonna like cut it up into smaller pieces than I had there, just so it will melt quicker. Let's go in the bowl. Some of my coffee here, I need 2 tablespoons. It needs to be strong, bold, beautiful. I only have 1 saucepan like this. My second smallest saucepan is this. I can foresee that another saucepan is coming up in the near future. So what I have to do, I mean, it's pretty obvious what I gotta do, right? This will be the simmering water saucepan. Unfortunately, that's the way it's gotta be. Unexpected but necessary bowl switch. Water is simmering, melting the chocolate. It's got 2 becomes 1 here. Coffee and chocolate have to regulate that heat. It can't be too hot. That is looking smooth. Take it off the heat, but keep the bowl on top of the hot water there so that it stays warm. I don't know, maybe just keep a lid on it like that. And enjoy. Remember that other saucepan, it's its moment to shine now. Excuse me. Cornstarch into the saucepan. This is about 1 ounce, 28 grams. Half a pint, 284 milliliters of milk. And then I have to beat in like 3 tablespoons worth of it. 1, 2, 3. Whisk it together with a metal whisk until it's smooth. Then add in the rest of the milk. 2 ounces, around 57 grams of sugar. Now beat that in. Okay, so I gotta bring that to bring that to a boil. Keep it stirring so that the cornstarch doesn't Okay, this needs to turn into a gluey-like substance, 100%. Wow. Get that off the heat. That is wild. Look what this turned into. I mean, this looks like glue. It's nuts. And I mean, we're not comparing this to anything else but glue. That's all it looks like. Add in the chocolate mixture. Away from the heat, beat in the melted chocolate. Okay. That is looking smooth. So I gotta clean away the sides of the saucepan, okay? 1 ounce of softened butter, I gotta divide it over the sauce. So a little here, a little here, a little here, over the sauce, right? Clean away from the sides of the saucepan and divide the butter over the sauce. And that's divided over the sauce. And that's over the sauce. Don't mix it in, just allow it to cool until it's tepid. I feel like I have to beat it in. Allow it to cool. Divide the butter over the sauce. Over the sauce. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do, so I think I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want to mix all the butter in if I'm not supposed to mix it in, and then I like split the sauce or whatever. So I think I should just leave it. She says nothing about mixing it in. She just says allow it to cool until it's tepid. I always screw up with this part, so I'm just not gonna mess around with anything. I'm just gonna listen to exactly what she's saying, allow it to cool until tepid with the butter over the sauce. Because if I screw around with that thing, it's gonna split. I know it, you know it. Silver Fox today. This is my first time ever using a stand mixer when it comes to making soufflés, but I saw Julia do it in a video, so I thought, what the hell. And this bowl is filthy. The bowl needs to be spotless, spick and span, Sunday best, coming up to like the point of no return. So if you need to go to the bathroom, go now, I suggest. Be right back. Once you whip up the egg whites, it's like a race to the finish line. It's a mad dash because they start like falling apart and like, I don't know, what's the word, deteriorating? I don't know. I don't know, whatever happens to egg whites, the stiffness ceases to be stiff. I know you can add like sugar or like cream of tartar to stabilize the egg whites so that they last longer, but she has no mention of that in the recipe. Well, she has a little sugar in there. So the sugar will stabilize them for a bit, but I think you still want to use them as quick as possible. So that's what we're gonna do. At the very beginning, I separated the egg whites from the egg yolks. This is the egg whites from 5 separate eggs. Look at that, clear as the driven snow. I don't know what that means, but I heard someone say it in a movie once. Add in the egg whites, a pinch of salt, whisk attachment on. So what I gotta do first is beat this until soft peaks. Turn up the speed a bit, right? Watch the speed on this. I don't want to go too fast because this can get away from me really quickly. Okay, what are we looking at here? Okay, is that stiff or soft peaks? Okay, I think that's soft peaks, which means let me just add in the sugar, 1 ounce, like 28 grams, and continue on my way. I gotta reach stiff peaks now. Stiff peaks. That's stiff peaks, right? Yeah, get this freaking thing out of the way now. I'm gonna need a mixing bowl, please and thank you. Thank you. Chocolate sauce with the butter on the top goes in first. That is 3 perfect egg yolks, one just broke. But I'm gonna add these in one at a time. Okay, first egg yolk, beat in the 3 egg yolks. All egg yolks may be added at the same time. Gotcha. With a rubber spatula, I'm using my pizza one. Stir in 1/4 of the egg whites. Whoa, that's way more than that. Okay, stir in 1/4 first, get the party started. Then the rest goes in. And just fold it in gently. Every part of this mix needs to meet each other. Chocolate mix and the egg whites, they need to come together. Sometimes you find some stuff on the very bottom that doesn't get mixed. It all needs to mix today. It's looking good. Fill up the molds, leaving at least 1¼ inches between the top and the rim. I might need a spoon for this. She said 1¼ inch, but I think 1 inch is fine. Okay, there's so much. I mean, time is not your friend right now. Come on. Okay, these look nice on the outside, right? Come on, Jamie. I'm gonna get these into the oven. I'm gonna get them on a tray. My idea. All my pretty birds all in a row. So middle rack for 35 minutes. 35 minutes may seem like a long time because my oven, her oven, they don't really sync up together. So I'm just gonna keep my eyes on it and I'll keep you in the loop. In the meantime, let's watch them rise. Okay, so we got 35 seconds till it has been 35 minutes. This seems risky because I don't really want to disrupt what's going on in the oven, but this is Julia's recipe, so I got to obey. Once it has risen about 1 inch over the top of the mold, rapidly sprinkle top with sugar. And that's icing sugar. So if I have something like this and sprinkle like that, where the f is the oven mitt? 35 minutes to prepare and you don't have the oven mitt? Yeah, that's good, that's good. She says now for another 10 minutes, although with my oven, maybe 5. Actually, I remember saying something about that 35 minutes, about 35 minutes ago. So I'm just gonna keep my eyes on it and I'll keep you in the loop. I never did that. So 26 seconds to go before I take these soufflés out of the oven. I am dead set on removing them about 5 minutes earlier than Julia suggests. She says that if I plunge a knife into the side of the puff, it should come out clean. If it doesn't, then maybe it's not done. So I think we're just gonna go by that. Oh, are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Into the side, it should come out clean. Totally. These are done, these are done, these are done. Order up. Wow, you gotta be quick filming these things. I found these to be lighter, much less denser than a chocolate lava cake or like a mousse or just some sort of cake. They were very light. I mean, that proves it right there. I ate 2 of them in like 5 seconds. I could probably eat all 4 of them if I really wanted to. It's not a good idea though. I gotta say one thing about this chocolate batter right here. I have quite a bit of it left over, and that's a great thing. I was eating a lot of this while the soufflés were in the oven, and after having the soufflés,
I think I like this more.
she's saying that I needed to get about 1 inch above the molds. And at a certain point in time there, it was well over 1 inch, so that's a success. And I gotta say, I think I kicked my own ass. Jamie from 2018, he didn't see it coming, but he deserved it. His soufflés versus the ones today, it doesn't even compare. If you're trying to teach yourself how to cook, I would honestly just recommend trying the soufflé out. Even if it's like totally not your bag, which I'm not gonna say it's 100% mine. Sometimes I don't really understand it. I think it's more technique than anything else, but it does teach you that technique and it teaches you precision and you'll only get better from there. So, well, this was Jamie and Julia. Bon appetit. Au revoir. New on Patreon this week, I'm doing another live stream. So join me You gotta sign up for my Patreon first. It's linked right here or in the description.